This week on Don't Talk TV, I want to do a quick rundown of whether it's legal to record police or even private conversations. Hello, my name is Nicholas Wansbutter. I'm a criminal defense lawyer in Stratford, Ontario, Canada, and welcome to Don't Talk TV. I've had a number of clients ask me over the years whether it's legal to record interactions with police, whether that evidence can be admissible in court, and also whether they can record more private interactions. So I think this is a very important topic to discover so that people can understand their rights, and it's also very important for police accountability, especially in Canada where police do not wear body cameras. Frankly, I don't understand the resistance to body cameras. Police don't even have dash cameras in Canada, whereas those have been in use for decades in the United States. Knowing that body cameras are not used in Canada, it can be very, very important to have an objective recording of what happened in a given scenario by creating your own film-recorded record. So in this episode, we will discuss firstly, can you record interactions with police officers in Canada? And secondly, can you record private conversations in Canada? So, first dealing with the question, can you record interactions with police? The short answer is, yes you can. There are no laws in Canada that prohibit the recording of uniformed police officers, and in fact, it's legal to record anyone in a public setting, with certain exceptions. Just as one example, taking video, even though it's in public where there's some circumstance of an expectation of privacy, can be illegal. But certainly police in uniform carrying on their duties in public do not have a reasonable expectation of privacy. To the contrary, all of their actions would be expected to be examined in a public criminal court. It's also not obstruction of justice to film police. As long as you're not getting in their way or in some other way preventing them from doing their duty, the mere act of recording them is not obstruction of justice. Now, police will often wrongly tell individuals that it's illegal for them to film what police are doing, and police will often demand that individuals either stop filming or hand over their phones for the police to take. Police can only search you if they've arrested you, and as we've discussed in previous videos, police can only arrest you if they have reasonable and probable grounds to believe that you've committed an offense. Now, if you're filming a police interaction and police demand that you turn off your video, my advice would be, as always, be polite and respectful to the police officers, but be firm in exercising your rights. And be cooperative as possible. If you can back off and gain some distance between yourself and the police while continuing to film, I would recommend that as a good idea as well. It would certainly take away any argument from the police that you're interfering with their investigation in any way. Now, given that there's no law stopping people from filming police in public, it's certainly admissible in court, and it's therefore certainly well within your rights to film any interaction between yourself and police or between police and another individual that you observe. A second reason why I would say it's not illegal to film police is that you're even allowed to record private conversations in certain circumstances. This is governed by Section 184 of the Criminal Code, which makes it a crime to intercept private communications with certain exceptions, and it's those exceptions that give you the right to record private conversations under certain circumstances. So let's have a look at that. So I have my browser open here to the Government of Canada Justice Law's website on the Criminal Code, and we have here Section 84, sub 1 of the Criminal Code of Canada. So that section indicates that every person who by means of any electromagnetic, acoustic, mechanical, or other device knowingly intercepts a private communication is guilty of an indictable offense or a summary conviction offense. But Section 2 lays out some exceptions, one of them being that a person who has the consent to intercept, express or implied, of the originator of the private communication or of the person intended by the originator thereof to receive it is not guilty of an offense. So this means if you're either the person who's initiating or starting a communication or conversation, or you're the person who's intended to be the recipient of that, so long as you consent to the recording of that conversation, it's completely legal. Or if one of the people involved in that conversation asks you or agrees to have you record the conversation, it again is legal. So this is often called one-party consent. So in other words, as long as one of the people involved in a conversation agrees, you can record that conversation. And this is what police use when they wear a body wire to record conversations. Now, viewers might wonder, well, what about telecommunications services recording all my text messages like you said in your privacy video? Well, there's an exception for them. If we look here, subsection C, a person engaged in providing telephone, telegraph, or other communication services to the public who intercepts a private communication, one, if the interception is necessary for the purpose of providing the service. So that's where the telecom companies get out of this. They say that, well, it's necessary, we have to keep a recording of this in order to provide a service. When there's services like Signal out there that don't keep any of your messages, I don't really see how that's true, but that's the way it works. So that's essentially the recording of private conversations in a nutshell. So this week on Don't Talk TV, we've covered, firstly, can you record interactions with police? And the answer is yes. And secondly, what are the circumstances under which you can record private communications? And those circumstances are when at least one person involved in that conversation consents to the recording of it. This video is not legal advice, so if you have a situation where you need legal advice, contact another lawyer or myself. My 1-855 number is below, and we can give you advice that's tailored to the specifics of your situation. If you have questions, or if there's a topic that you'd like to see me do a video on, please leave a comment in the comments section below. I hope you found this video helpful and informative, and if you have, please consider liking, sharing, and subscribing.